I'm always curious about how talent or cast is what they take away from the character. And I'm wondering, what did you learn from Rogue this time around in voicing her in this series?
Well, Rogue is an intriguing character. She was back in the 90s and she still is now.
Mhm.
I love her because she is so multi-layered. She is strong, she's tough, she will fight for the rights of others, putting herself at risk. And yet she is still very, very vulnerable
Mhm.
because she can never let her guard down and never really allow herself the luxury, really, of just relaxing and being herself because she's afraid that if she does and she ends up touching somebody and becoming more intimate, she will kill them. I mean,
Mhm.
that's pretty serious. So, Rogue has learned to roll with the punches, but as we see in this new season, she's not immune to sadness and grief and anger and rage. And I think she represents how many people feel today about what's going on in the world. To be honest, I mean, Rogue is great because it's really just my voice. So I just put on my southern accent like a pair of gloves, I just pull them on and they're so warm and comfy. And my daddy liked to kill himself when he found out I was a mutant. I mean, I just have a few signature things that Rogue has said over the
Mhm.
years and I slip right into her. She's part of me and I'm part of her.
People have grown up with X-Men alongside this show. And I'm curious, just because you're doing convention circuits, because you get to be on Twitter and interacting with fans right after episodes drop, I'm wondering how you saw the fandom change.
Back in the 90s, we felt like we were acting in a void because we were recording the show in Toronto at that time. And then we would send it away on tape to Los Angeles, I think by FedEx or something. And then we never really heard how the show was doing. Each year, we didn't know from one year to the next if the next season would be picked up or not. And it really took until about 5 years ago when we started going to Comic Cons and interacting with the fans that we learned just how powerful the show was for so many people and how it had impacted their lives. So now to be able to watch it in real time, be aired, and then see the response of the fans has been amazing, overwhelming almost. And those of us who were in the original show are so grateful to be back and that the fans have embraced us and that they're so happy to see us again. And, I love interacting with the fans. And I was a little worried about like the Magneto stuff. I thought maybe
Mm.
fans will be mad at Rogue. Some of them were, but I kept saying just it's a story, let it play out and keep the faith. And that's what I will continue to say.
Yeah, I've noticed that you do say keep the faith in terms when it comes to the show, especially. So I take that as like a good piece of advice. And honestly, this first season was so powerful. Like I could not have guessed how many comic storylines would have gotten put in there and adapted so well and so efficiently too, which they're not small stories. People, when I said I was getting to talk to you today, so many people have asked me who you ship. Are you a Gambit endgame or are you a Magnus endgame? So I'm just curious now too.
Well, let's put it this way. I think that Rogue and Remy are soulmates.
Mm.
They are like star-crossed lovers, like Romeo and Juliet. And so they keep sort of missing each other. And in this instance, I mean, yeah, he has passed away and she is grieving. I don't think she realized just how much she deeply loved Remy
Mm.
until she went with Magneto. She had that dance, they kissed, they touched. And then she said, thanks for the dance, sugar, but Remy was right. Some
Mm.
things are deeper than skin. And
Yeah.
I think that's so poignant because, yeah, true love is deeper than skin. and she realizes it there, and she takes off, or she's about to take off, and then everything, all hell goes, everything goes to hell with the explosions and everything. So
Yeah.
I think she loves Remy deeply, and I think she's really, really grieving. I've always said, as an actor, use the blues. Meaning, if something happens in your life that is awful, horrible, tragic, whatever, use it and channel it into something creative, and it will help you heal, and it will help create something that maybe can help others.
Hmm.
So my goal in this season was to be able to channel my own grief, because my young niece Maya had died about 8 months before of osteosarcoma, which is a terrible cancer, bone cancer, and she was only 17. And my family and I, my sister, we were all deeply grieving. And so when I got the script for episode 5, I went, oh my God, I don't have to do any homework for this. I've
Hmm.
done my emotional homework. I'm going to channel it all into the performance and focus it on my voice, so that people can hear the authentic grief and loss and despair and emptiness that the death of a true loved one brings upon people. And I'm really happy to hear that people have resonated with that, and it's brought them to tears. And I say, good, that's good. It's good to feel our feelings. And if I can help people do that and then come out the other side and have some healing of their own, then I've done my job as an actor.
I thank you for your vulnerability, for your talents, for being a part of my childhood and my adulthood. I do have to wrap, but I know you can't talk about season 2, but scripts are, like how you feeling about it, just with just
Great,
all right.
great. I want And
Amazing.
I've recorded a season 2 already. I love them. I think the fans are going to love them. You're going to be excited as I am. So keep the faith.